Welcome to the future of static analysis with Contrast Scan. Unlike other SaaS tools, Contrast Scan gives you focused results that matter with actionable guidance and scans ridiculously fast. Let's see how it works. First things first, to onboard an application, click on the Add a Sensor button. Second, with Contrast, you have two options. You can instrument your application to get continuous vulnerability assessment and protection. Or if you're not ready for instrumentation, you can use Contrast Scan to scan your code. Let's see how that works. First step, create a project name. Next step, upload your code. We're going to be using WebCode, the known vulnerable application provided by OWASP. Now that your code is uploaded, you label your scan and then define your namespaces. You can either do that manually or Contrast Scan can identify the namespaces within your code for you. Next, congratulations, you've just started your first scan. While your code scans, you have a couple of options. You can initiate another application or another scan by clicking on the Add a Sensor button, or you can view scan progress. Now that your scan is complete, let's take a look at what it found. As you can see, the scan is ridiculously fast. WebCode 8 was scanned in 6 minutes. So let's take a look. Click on the overview screen, gives you a perspective on what vulnerabilities were found. Let's look at what we found. We found 26 open vulnerabilities in WebCode 8, mostly criticals, some highs, and some some notes. What makes Contrast Scan unique in this perspective is the vulnerabilities we find are the ones that matter, and by matter we mean those that are exploitable. If you are able to fix the vulnerabilities that Contrast finds relative to what others find, your app will be orders of magnitude more protected. This allows you to cut through the noise, focus on the vulnerabilities that matter, and move on. Contrast offers vulnerability details across 3 dimensions. First, it tells you what happened, where it happened, and what the risk is. Second, it tells you how the vulnerability manifests itself across the code and the data flow. And third, most importantly, it gives you pointed how to fix guidance on how to remediate the vulnerability. The guidance is specific to the vulnerability, specific to the application, and you don't have to be a security expert to make the fix. Of course, if your developers don't have time to fix these vulnerabilities, you always have the option to instrument your application with Contrast Protect and turn it on in production so you can block attacks against these vulnerabilities that are still open. That's the advantage of the Contrast platform.